Shalom, I am Samuel D. Spoonar. What's your name, ma'am?
My name's Danika.
So nice to meet you. So tell me, what do you think happens after someone dies? What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I do believe that we live on. I don't believe this is all we have. I do believe in reincarnation. I'm not 100% sure what I believe in, but I do believe there's life after death, and that some of us kind of stay in just like outside of this sphere, and others kind of choose to come back and have another experience.
Do you believe in a God or creator?
I'm not sure that I would call God, but I do that there is something that's kind of guiding this story, that maybe we all kind of contribute to that in some way.
So why not just say God? Because whenever we say God in English, we're just referring to the Hebrew word Elohim, which just means creator of all.
I think that is one way of looking at it, absolutely. A lot of times I kind of lean towards the pantheistic view of it being the universe as like one entity. I think God is a fine word as well.
So where do you get your beliefs from? Where do you derive them from?
I studied a lot of religions, and I participated in a lot of different religions. I have since left organized religion, but I do consider myself a spiritual person still.
Okay. So do you have any solid basis for your beliefs? Like, do you know for sure that this is true?
No, I don't think any of us can really know for sure what is true and what is not true. I think it's our perception of things shapes a lot of things, the things we've been taught, the cultures that we've grown up in. And I think that I am happy to accept that I don't know everything. I think that part of the mystery and joy of life is accepting that I am living here as a human being, and I have a limited understanding of what life is and what afterlife is.
Okay. So it's true. We can know everything because we're limited in a fashion. You know, our brains are only so big. Well, at least mine's pretty big. I have a hard time fitting through doors. But that's just a funny joke. Anyways, so regardless of that, so then have you ever read the Bible before? What do you think of it?
I've read the Bible from beginning to end.
Most people haven't.
I, I think the Bible has some beautiful poetry. Some of it is legend, some of it is lore, some of it is poetry, as I mentioned. And I personally, there are a lot of things in the Bible that I would disagree with. My moral compass would say it's not acceptable, but I respect that people have derived positive things from the Bible.
Did you know it was the best-selling book in the world? Did you know that?
I'm sure it was. I have no doubt.
Believe it, right?
I believe that. Yeah, I mean, definitely religion is a controlling force in our world. So
So you think that's why? Do you think just because religion tends to be popular, or like why the Bible? Why not the Quran? Why not say other books like I'd say the Torah, but the Torah is just half of the Bible. So, but why is it the Bible so special?
and I wouldn't use the word special, but I would definitely say that there are the powers that be that I'm trying to mince my words so as to not, but I definitely feel that there's been a very strong push from the Christian and Catholic world to disperse this information into every corner of the world. And I would attribute it more to the church's financial power than I would to necessarily people's desire to purchase that book as their number one choice.
So, if you could summarize the Bible for me in a sentence or two, what would it be?
Wow, that is a gigantic question.
Like the original intent of the Bible, like what the main point it's trying to get across.
I would say probably to control people. I think that one of the primary purposes of the Bible was probably to maintain a certain level of control over other human beings by political forces.
Okay. Um, so, yeah, I've actually read it quite a few times. I've read it 9 times over. I've actually also studied philosophy. I studied atheism, evolution. Evolution doesn't work. Atheism doesn't work. Trust me. I've looked into it. But anyways, regardless. So to summarize the Bible, in the Old Testament, you know what the Old Testament is, right? So the Old Testament, God promises to destroy death, and the New Testament, essentially, He says how He destroyed it. So do you know what death is? Like, why do we have to die? Why do things have to end?
Well, I actually don't necessarily look at death as an end. I think it's a transition, much like we're seeing the autumn leaves falling. The autumn leaves are going to decompose, they're going to turn into something new. We're all made up of molecules and elements and energy and light, and all of those things are still there when we transition into whatever next state that we go into, both biologically and spiritually. I don't see death in any way as any kind of end. Again, I think that goes back to maybe a church wanting to use that as a powerful tool to control people and say, if you don't believe this particular way before you transition into your next existence, you're going to suffer this eternal punishment.
Did you grow up like Catholic or Christian, I'm guessing?
I actually gravitated towards Christianity as a young adult. I lived as a Christian for a couple decades, transitioned away from that, and actually wrote a book about my journey away from Christianity because I came to many conclusions, both personally and after having studied and read and having experienced a lot of the negative side of organized religion and the damage that it can inflict on people and people's loved ones. And I made a choice to remove myself from that atmosphere, being somebody that is what I would consider to be a humanist. I do love people very much. I love all people. I'm
That's good.
very accepting of differences, which I find that organized religion often is not, even though it might come painted in a light that suggests that it is. I find that at its core, it's exclusionary. It does tend to say, these are our people and these are not our people. And that didn't set well with me, so I gravitated away from that.
I know what you're talking about.
And I fully understand that most Christians and most people of any religion at their core are participating in that for good reasons. They love people, they care about others. It didn't set right with me and my core fundamental beliefs, so I did gravitate away from that.
Okay. So I love the personal story. You do?
Go, unfortunately.
I really wanted to keep going. I'm loving your input.
Enjoyed that as well, but unfortunately, I'm actually at work and I
So
get the opportunity to.
work how?
I work as an interpreter, actually.
Oh, you work as an interpreter. Oh, so that's what she meant.
That is it. I am actually not.
I don't know why I'm using the mic still.
But it was so nice to have the opportunity to share my thoughts.